Welcome back, and what I have for you is Looksmaxxing is the newest, gayest, most racist, male insecurity trend to take center stage away from the red pill, featuring none other than clavicular. And on the topic of gayness, I'm not using gay as a pejorative to degrade a group of individuals other than Looksmaxxers. I'm simply saying gay as a means of what they claim that everything they're doing is to be the most attractive man to get the most women possible, but all they do is sit around rating men's looks from a point of 1 to 10. I deem as in there's this one guy and I'm going to deem you the most attractive guy around, blah, blah, blah. Now on the subject of racist, yeah, there's scores when it comes to black people and Indians. Black people and Indians, in other words, brown people, do nothing but take massive L's. Clavicular even said in one of his own videos that he's never seen an attractive black woman, and he thought that the popular streamer Marlon was black, and because he thought that he was black or mixed with black, that he would be attractive if he weren't black. But then when he was confronted on that one stream and on that one podcast, and the caster told him, yeah, he's not black, he's like, oh, well, I guess he is attractive then. In other words, these guys have this whole, you're a sub 5, bro. You're a sub this, bro. I guess as a black and brown person, I'm just cooked from the start in the world of these guys. Now on to the subject of male insecurity. Yeah, these guys have it in droves, especially their face, like I said, clavicular. This kid is 19 years old and he already looks like Patrick Bateman. That's just crazy work to me. Kid said that he's been taking steroids since 14, and now if this is true, he was been on steroids since he was 14. He's 19 now, and he's lost the ability to reproduce. I mean, duh, that's kind of what happens when you introduce a hormonal chemical, an external hormonal chemical to the internal to your body. Your body basically says, all right, you don't need us anymore. Now, I want to feel bad because he's a 19-year-old kid, but I just can't, because his excessive use of the N-word and all the craziness he's saying, hanging out with Jack Doherty and Neon, even going as far as putting on women's makeup because he thinks women's makeup will make him more attractive to women. I mean, do you, bro? But in other words, all of this crazy crap that he's doing, I don't even think that he's doing it for money. He's doing it purely so he can have attention. Like I said, the male insecurity screams volumes.
Girls don't do that. No.
Not yet. You haven't met the right nigga yet. So
Stop that. You're white.
I obviously had to say the N-word because of how ridiculous that was. And also, guys, just lol at the N-word, okay? The method is unpatched. Nobody gives a shit what you say anymore. So I saw like a dude call me out. He's like, oh, Clap, why do you gotta say the N-word? It's like, because it gets me views. Why would I not? Why would I not say it, okay? Like, I'm not really a hateful guy at all whatsoever. I'm just abusing an unpatched method because every single normie has their balls chopped off and they're too scared to, push the limits. So, the barrier to entry is up here. That's why the views are so good if you say the N-word on the internet. Give me an excuse to say
I think you gotta sing, Braden.
I think I gotta, yeah. Play some
Taylor Swift?
play gangster rap or some shit like that.
You're gonna go a cappella Blueface?
Just give me an excuse.
On the topic of this kid hanging out with Jack Doherty and Neon. I mean, is there really anything to be said other than these kids, guys? I call them kids because, in my opinion, if you haven't made it to the age of 25, you're still technically a kid, because what life have you really lived? Everything under 25, between the ages of 18 and 25, you're college age. But at the same time, these guys are basically speed running a childhood into adulthood, trying to do everything under the sun and not really giving two shits about the repercussions. And if Clavicular wants to hang with them, then birds of a feather flock together, I guess. And I want to get on to the subject of him and them all doing all of this for the attraction of women. You can be the most physically attractive guy in the world, but if you're a shithead, it'll only be a matter of time, and that goes with any and everything, even money. All these guys want to talk about gold diggers this, gold diggers that, but the reality is the money doesn't even have to run out for a gold digger to be like, okay, man, fuck this guy. And what makes things worse for a kid like Clavicular is when you hanging out with Jack Doherty, the Neon types, he doesn't really have real fans. The ones who are, quote, real fans are kids. But the people who subscribe to him, the people who watch them, it's more like watching a train wreck. They're just there because they want to see him do the next dumbest thing. And if you don't know, he's been talking about going to Turkey to get double jaw surgery, and then get limb lengthening surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'5". I know I don't look like it right now, but yeah, I'm 6'2", and honestly, being over 6 feet is not. Don't get me wrong, it definitely helps with a lot of things, but he's doing it purely because he thinks the tallest guy wins in the game of attraction, and that's stupid. Like I said, he's being hate watched, and he's just going to continue to do the next dumbest shit for attention. I want to feel bad, but I'm not going to, because according to him, he's not a lifer. He wants to live fast and die young and burn out. He wants to crash and burn. That's kind of what if at the same time, people who do say things like that, they've never been close either they've never been close to that death sphere, or they've never seen people actually going through it. Will he get better? Maybe. Is it just a stunt? A lot of me wants to look at it as it's just a stunt for attention, for views, for monetization, blah, blah, blah. Primarily due to the fact that he actually makes a little bit of money selling an app that charges $5-10 a week to rate other teenagers' looks. I mean, he's a grifter. A lot of these red pill Looksmaxxing dudes are, especially if you're with Jack Doherty Neon. That's all I got.